Okay, what you're about to experience is called a mind journey, where me and three of my very closest friends started when we were during quarantine. And so, fast forward 3 years later, and we've decided to share these in a podcast so that the other people can take journeys. And in the beginning, I'm going to have a recording of Fred, who is a retired NASA engineer, and he started doing this mind traveling in 1968. And so he talks a little bit about what we do and how we prepare ourselves. So you can listen to that. And then we'll go into today's journey, which is very special and allows us to access the Akashic record. So I hope you'll stay tuned and subscribe so that you can be a part of this every week and find all of the new dimensions that are out in the universe that we get to travel with through our minds. Join us.
Okay, well, let me go back to what Paul Johnson, way back in 1968, how he did it. You just find a comfortable chair, and that's all he required. It's just, a nice, comfortable way to recline. The basic thing is so that your body is not a distraction to your imagination. They're all relaxed. They're all ready to let go of their bodies and do something with their imagination. So that's the point of this initial takeoff point from your earthly plane, is to find something where your body's not aggravating, where you can kind of just let everything go physically. Whatever your body is comfortable with. The point is so that, no, you don't have to attend your body at all. Like, start with your body where you're at. Your body's sitting there, relaxed. Close your eyes.
And allow your mind to follow along as we begin inside
the Vanderbilt Library.
Okay, we're gathered in the library. Find your comfortable leather high-back chair. And find your circle, the place where we've been meeting for a very long time. Look around and you can see the library, the books that go from floor to ceiling. You can smell the leather. And you can feel the pull to rise to higher levels in a way that we've done so many times. Imagine now that there's a giant swirl of energy as it pulls us up, 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 up to where we find our bench. And it's waiting for us. It's familiar, and we sit side by side on the bench. I'm on the end, and there's Fred, and there's Jill, and there's Vanessa. And Vanessa, can you take us up?
We start to walk down the lovely little path that peaks higher and higher towards the little woods at the top of the hill. There's a lovely cool breeze coming off the ocean that we can't see because it's just past where the cliffs are. As we go higher, the grass becomes softer and the trees start to change, almost like we're entering into a new land. We come across some steps that are cut into the edge of the hillside. And we keep climbing up the lovely grassy slope. And then we see a little door in the side of the hill. And we've had a journey through that little door before, but we'll keep going up higher and higher. Until we pass the old oak tree, and then we come to another little bank that's very steep, and just around the corner there's a little door, and it's covered with vines. you can just see a lovely door handle made of beautiful clear glass, and it just reflecting and catching the light, all different colours. The door handle starts to gently open all by itself, and the vines begin to move away. I see Fred open the rest of the door, and
yeah, I know I have to crouch down and crawl through.
Right.
You once had me all in our armor that I had to take off and maneuver to get in through the place. And you once had an image that you sent us about the light blasting through the door. And once I get through the door, it opens up into that vast open space where it's all light and bright inside, but nothing direct shining down, like making a shadow. But I know I've been in there so many times. I know that Vanessa's house, it's a crystalline house, just like the Crystal Palace in England. And then I know that Shannon's emerald colored palace is to the right up the hill from Vanessa's, lying down more close to the brook, a small stream that runs through the center. I know that my place is across the brook down to the left, and that Jill's is up higher on the mountainside. And then we go down the path across the brook and up to the temple that we've all built together. It has all precise dimensions. The floor is laid out in the building is a golden rectangle where the length is 1.6 sometimes to the width, and then the opening is the same golden rectangle, and then there are 5 steps going up to the entrance, and they're marble steps, white marble steps, reaching all the way across the front, and we all walk inside, and the floor is tiled in a Fibonacci series, like the cutaway from a nautilus shell, just exactly like that. If you take a giant nautilus shell, cut it out into that 40 by 60 some odd feet floor that we have, and in the very center of the nautilus swirl is the 1 foot by 1 foot consecration stone. And then we each have our own images that we've constructed, an image of ourselves standing in front of. For me, I'm on the immediate right-hand side. I'm on a black sapphire, 3 by 3 foot square, and then to my left, across the entrance, is Vanessa with a ruby, 3 foot by 3 foot gem, and then to my right is Shannon on her emerald, and then diagonally across from me is Jill, and her white sapphire is actually attached to the mountainside, and she draws energy. We all stand up. We're 20-foot replicas of ourselves, and we join our arms, and Jill draws the energy from the mountain and sends it to. We stretch out our arms like lentils across a roof. We have a roof, but it's transparent. You look up and you see all the stars in the heaven through the roof. And then once we join arms, Jill transmits the energy. It goes through us uniformly, and the stairway appears at the back of the building. And I think Jill takes us up the stairway to the next dimension above this, the area where we have our temple. And we have guests at the temple from different times. We've consecrated different people. But yeah, let me turn it over to the spiral staircase at the back.
Okay,
Jill.
yes, thank you. So we begin to ascend the staircase. It's a very, very beautiful staircase made of marble at the bottom, and as we ascend, we don't even have to step our feet on the steps, because we just kind of rise up. We kind of float up, and this marble turns into like a beautiful crystalline light. So it's made of a crystalline light as we rise, and it spirals up, and it feels like we reach a floor, but there really isn't a floor. It's very misty, and there's a dark, beautiful night above us. There's no building anymore. So 360, we see this beautiful dark night sky, and there's some stars. And as we just kind of begin to walk and explore and look around and feel where we are, where the air is comfortable and it's very peaceful. And there's just this gentle mist flowing around our feet. So we just begin to walk.
Well, yeah, excuse me. Gravity ceases to exist. And also, when you're at this level, all the pain from my body is gone. It all washes. It's always happened. Every time you take us up there,
Wow.
The pain goes away.
That's amazing. Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
Please. Thank you for that. Yeah, so we start walking. We feel this beautiful air on our skin, where there is no gravity. Yes, we're just kind of floating, moving. I feel like we've locked hands or arms in some way. Yeah, I'm feeling like, it's interesting because I feel like we're moving, but our hands are joined. We're rising. Yeah.
It's an area of unqualified love, and maybe that's why the pain goes away, because my body completely relaxes. And it's a feeling for me of unqualified love. Yeah, I'm absorbed in the love that dwells at this layer.
Yes. Yeah, it has such a freedom and a peacefulness. I feel off in the distance I see this like misty cloud-like coming toward us, and there's definitely someone there, some beings there to meet us. And as they come in, the area becomes much more white, where it used to be this dark sky. It's coming in, it's moving in, and it's all this white, etheric light and energy coming in, almost like clouds. And there is some beings coming. I can't quite make them out yet. They're very tall, with long limbs. And they're very, very peaceful and loving.
They're glad to have visitors.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of taken my breath away. If anyone wants to share what they're feeling or seeing,
you're getting messages that aren't words; they're thoughts. It's telepathic, and then you have to like unravel that thought ball, and so you can speak words to others, the rest of us. It just takes time. Telepathic communication is so much more efficient.
She's nodding.
yeah, it's like a welcome party. It's there.
Her arms are out. There's a very tall lady at the front.
Yeah, thank you. Go on.
And I'm seeing like almost prism, like all the colors you see in a prism again, but then I'm seeing a lot of silver. But it's ethereal. It's almost like gossamer, like you see those lovely see-through wings. It's just touches of color, but they're beautiful essence and warmth. They have their arms open, and they're ushering us forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is how angels sing. When angels sing, all that tapestry of color and texture and what you're describing better than I can. That's how they sing. Uh, it, yeah, when the song comes out, you're singing their song.
That's right. And I actually do see like notes, like musical notes, like large musical notes that are, like appear and then disappear behind.
Mm-hmm.
That stretch on forever. Just very gently vibrating and then coming and then just disappearing into nothingness. And this is like showing like an illusion of time, space, and how everything is happening all in this field. And they're saying, welcome to the future, which is also the past and the present.
Time doesn't exist for them the way it does down here on Earth for us. On a fourth dimension, time is just out there, like the three spatial directions we're familiar with here on Earth. So that's why yeah, you're absolutely accurate, absolutely correct. Yeah, that's where you're at, the fourth dimension, where time is just another place to go.
I can see like a large book. I don't know if anybody else can see it, but it's like large, beautiful, and those old leather-bound books, and it's huge. It's like the size of it's looming. It's in the distance, but it's this book, and as the front cover opens, all these pages, like there's just a light breeze, and you see the lovely old like parchment paper just as these pages sort of float or like move more quickly until it goes to page 77, and each page is like filled with this gold and this lovely font, an old ink. And there's a pen. There's a lovely old-fashioned fountain pen. I don't see it being like a feather, but it's like a pen. It is like a fountain pen that's moving without a hand.
I've seen that before, the book and the pen and the writing. But I'm not making out what it is.
I think it's like rewriting, how you can rewrite. You can.
It's like we're overhearing conversations in the distance
Okay.
from the guides that are joining us. So the words, I keep seeing the word wisdom, big, and then it continues on. And what do you read after the word wisdom, Vanessa?
I see enchantment.
Wisdom, enchantment. What do you see, Jill? What word do you see?
I'm seeing welcome.
Welcome. And
Oh, that's
Fred, what is your word, Fred? We can hear all the little angels around us. Do you hear the cherubs?
Yeah, so cute.
Oh, that's lovely.
So, Vanessa, what else do you see?
Okay. Well, I saw the sky went to a really beautiful blue, like with like blue with like clouds behind the book, and I just see these lovely pages, and this lovely. It's like anybody can take and can hold the pen and rewrite their time on Earth.
Wow, yeah.
From this place, we can rewrite our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying, what you write now, the words, what you put down on paper now becomes tomorrow and changes yesterday.
Yeah.
And this book has no beginning and it has no end.
And you can see the pages just
A
running.
lot of people refer to that book as the Akashic records. And now you know where it's at and where we found it and the way we took to get up there. And I just want to caution that when we come back down, to be sure to do everything exactly in the same manner, reverse, as we took to get up there. So this journey will establish a pathway back to that place should we want to return.
I think we should all write one word, because we can take the pen with our thoughts and see the ink fall on the page, and I think we can write one word or a sentence. We don't even have to say what it is.
Peace through forgiveness.
Yes.
Detach and ascend.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got to put on an expression of gratitude that we have this available. This is such a comfort for me to reach an area where I don't have pain anymore, and I have unconditional love surrounded by that, even for just a brief period. It's valuable and refreshing.
And that's certainly worth bringing back. Because we can travel back to now that we've found the route to the Akashic, we can travel back there as often as we can gather.
What do you want to share what you wrote, Vanessa?
Yeah, I'm just seeing, like I've already written, I just see love, just simple, on a page by itself. I see the cherubs.
Cherubs, they're singing for us.
And then they've got little golden harps.
And that's for the
and I see them, they're moving across the pages that we've written on. And as we start to move away, it's like they become etched into the page, their beautiful faces, holding little instruments. Harmony within these pages, like a musical theme, like definitely a theme of sort of musical notes and the lovely ink on the pages, and it's becoming softer and softer as we move away. And I feel like just a floating now, just like a floating, a very peaceful, like weightless, beautiful feeling of absolute freedom and expansiveness, being light. And just drifting down back towards the beautiful spiral staircase. Jill.
Yeah. And descent.
When we get back down to our temple, I would like for us to, gravity returns annoyingly, but we need to take a moment to step back into our positions as pillars and de-energize, grasp arms symbolically, and then de-energize, and then we'll step down. I mean, we're 20 foot tall in these statue representations of ourselves, but then when we de-energize and step down, we're at our regular height, and then we leave the temple that way and across the brook or the stream that divides the valley that we all commonly and walk back up the path to the small portal that's disguised from the outside. Only Vanessa can find it. Because once we step outside and become our regular selves, the door closes, the vines grow back over, and no one can find it unless they know where it is. And then Vanessa can take us back down to the bench.
We're bringing cherubs with us when we come back.
Bring back the spirit that you acquired. That's the whole idea, to go up and get a little bit of godliness and bring it back to the planet. I mean, absolutely.
So we find ourselves back on the bench, and gravity can bring us back down. Slowly, 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 we drift back, feeling ourselves drawn back to the room that we left just a short while ago, until we find ourselves seated at the chairs and gently opening eyes, wiser, more relaxed and pain-free.
Well, that was cool. I was starting to see these lights and forming this huge palace.
It's okay. Maybe it was meant to be.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe we'll see the palace. Maybe the palace is behind the Akashic records. I mean, maybe it's usually the book. Actually, the book is usually the book is usually inside the palace, isn't it? When people would explain the Akashic records, they see it through the. I mean, I guess it's
Yeah, maybe that's what I was seeing. We were inside of it already.
You were seeing the palace, because that's what. When those people, I wasn't thinking of the Akashic records, but I suppose that's beautiful. That's what it was.
And it's nice that it wasn't confined to like a solid book, that it could go on and on and on forever.
Yeah.
Like a ribbon of pages.
Right, because it's a book of eternity.
Yes, and that's a good way to put it. Excellent. The Akashic records are a record of eternity, and you're right. It is in a special place, temple, house, facility, guardian. Yeah. I see your wonderful shepherd in the background.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yeah, we all got to enjoy. Yeah. What an enjoyable. This was a very enjoyable trip. Certainly worth recording, certainly worth sharing with others. This was a significant journey.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you guys.
All right.
I'm going to tap out. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Join us next week for another journey to see where we'll go in different dimensions of our beautiful, loving universe.